Hey, Tim Sykes here, and I just want to wish you a happy new year. I'm actually here in Newport Beach, California. It's beautiful out. It's like 70 degrees, but I wanted to film a video just to get you on the right path for 2017. We have an extraordinary opportunity right now with this bull market every single day lately. There's been a hot play, from IDXG to ETRM. It's unbelievable. Now NTFU, MJPI, there's going to be so many more tickers. And I don't want you missing out on any one of them because all of these supernovas can be bought, all of these supernovas can be shorted. There's money to be made on the way up and on the way down. And if you study, if you have the right brokers, you can make money on both sides of the trade. And granted, I know many of you guys just like buying, some of you guys just like short selling. A true trader takes advantage of both sides. I'm actually better at shorting than buying, but I'm trying. I'm still making money on the long side. I can still get better, but I want you so focused on 2017. I want to tell you about a few things that I need from you. Because I don't know if you realize this, I make a lot of video lessons and watch lists and commentary and trades and blog posts and software and websites. But I don't know if you guys realize this, but I also have an upcoming TV show and an upcoming book, and I need more testimonials. I already have a few millionaire students, but I want more. I already have a few dozen students who are making 6 figures per year, but I want more. I already have a few hundred students who are making 5 figures per year, but I want more. It's not just about making millions of dollars. This isn't, Vegas where you're either going to make $1 million or you're going to do nothing. It's not like all on red or all on black, double or nothing. There's many different ways that you can make money. Even some of you guys, if you're totally broke and you don't have any money to open a brokerage account, guess what? You can become a Profitly affiliate. You can become a Stocks to Trade affiliate. You can use Wolf Millionaire to make money on social media, even if it's just a few $100s or a few $1,000s. Many of you guys think that it's only about becoming a millionaire and that you have to be so dedicated. I have some part-time students too. They have jobs, they're in school. It's not just about making millions of dollars, and I want to be very clear on that. I know I talk a lot about my millionaire students because I want you to aim big. Studies have been proven to show that overall performance is increased 15 to 25% when you have a big goal. So that's why I talk about my millionaire students, because frankly, most people think that it's impossible. Most people think, oh, that only happens to somebody else. That can't happen to me. Let me be the first one to tell you, and let me cut through all the negativity that you've heard in your life. I know that there's people all over social media and probably people in your life who have put you down and told you that you can't do something. Let me tell you, you can achieve any single thing that you want in this lifetime if you're dedicated, if you have diligence and perseverance and patience. It might not happen all at once. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, but great success, great amounts of money, great wealth, great lasting projects take time, years. So you have to have the right mindset. A lot of you guys think that penny stocks are some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. They're not. Okay? Several of my top students and I have made several $1 million within a few years. That's not the norm. Most people, it's about education at first. And even Tim Grittani, my top student who has now taken $1,500 of his own money and turned it into over $3.6 million in his 5th year as my student, he was not consistently profitable for the first 9 months of his career. And he's arguably the single best trader in the world, showing every single trade transparently. And he was featured on CNN as, frankly, this amazing trader, which he is. So if this amazing trader takes 9 months, not to make $1 million, 9 months to become consistently profitable, you have to adjust your expectations. I get emails from people, they're saying, oh, I'm in month 3 and I'm still not profitable. And I'm like, give it a year, give it 2 years. You need to have the right mindset, because if you expect success right away, you're going to be disappointed. And the worst thing that I see is when people are disappointed, they cut their education off. They say, oh, it's just not working. Trading isn't for me. Did you realize that 90% of traders lose money? This is not an easy game. I'm not hiding from that fact. But it is possible if you learn from, ideally, the right mentor, someone who shows all his trades transparently, has several millionaire students. It is possible to make a lot of money. But you have to have the right perspective, because the worst thing that you can do is cut off your education too quickly. You have a loss. You go backwards. You think you've got it and then you make a bad trade. I'm nearly 20 years into my trading journey. I still make bad trades. The other day I was sloppy and I made some stupid trades and I was like, I can't believe this. I have so much experience. It's not a perfect science. The stock market is never going to be an exact thing. But the key is keep going forward. Don't be afraid of your mistakes. Accept them and learn from them. The worst thing is to make a mistake and then keep making the mistake and never adapting, never changing. That's the beauty of being a stock trader. You can always adapt. Some people are like, Tim, how could you go short that stock? The other day you were long. And I'm like, that's trading. The price has changed. The pattern has changed. This isn't like a politician flip-flopping on some, law that hasn't changed. The stock market changes. The patterns change. Sometimes I am going to go long. Sometimes I am going to go short on the same stock. It doesn't matter. It's not like I'm a liar. It's the fact that I'm adapting to what I think is the best case scenario. Sometimes in the same day, I say, oh, this stock was a potential buy. Now it's a potential short. That is trading. And it blows my mind of how narrow-minded and how, just non-responsive so many of you guys are. You don't want to adapt. You think, oh, I'm going to marry this stock. I'm long this stock. I will never sell. And you lose more and you lose more and you double up or you triple up. You don't listen to my rule number 1 and cut losses quickly. So some of you guys are like, penny stocks are so risky. I might lose everything. How do you lose everything if you follow my rule number 1 about cutting losses quickly? It's very difficult to lose all your money if you trade like a coward, like a castrated choir boy like I teach. I know it's not fun. I know you want to be a gunslinger. I know there's chat rooms out there where they're like, let's just short as much as we can. Yeah, the higher it goes, we'll short more. Guess what? A lot of those traders are blowing up. They're losing 30, 40, 50, 75, 100% of their money. Then they disappear. They post a screenshot here or there. They don't dare stay on Profitly and show all their trades transparently like my top students and I do. So be very careful. The trading world is full of sketchy people. Penny stocks are full of crappy companies. Don't ever believe these companies that they're going to be the next Microsoft, that they're not going to screw up, because almost every single penny stock, no matter how good their technology or product is, they will screw up and they will fuck up and they will lose. Learn from my first $500,000 loss on Cygnus. I believed in the company. Even though later they did, turn out to be a good company after they went bankrupt. When you go bankrupt, you wipe out all the initial shareholders, like me. Even though eventually I would have made several $1,000,000 on the eventual, company that rose out of the ashes. That doesn't happen usually. And you can't outlast bankruptcy. So please don't trust companies. Don't trust traders who post a screenshot here or there. Don't even trust everybody who says that they know how to make a lot of money. You have to doubt people. The whole world of finance is full of shit. I'm sorry to be a cynic, but it's true. The longer I'm in this game, the more I realize that. And I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not like this perfect trader who always is going to win. Sometimes I exit too quickly. Sometimes I cut losses when it could be a gain, but at least I have rules. At least I'm disciplined. At least I'm providing education. Without discipline, without rules, without education, you have no hope. And you will undoubtedly be part of the 90% of traders who do lose. So please, stay disciplined. I want you to be a success story in 2017. If not 2017, then 2018. I have more and more students who are earning 6 figures. Special props to Eric Russell, who just turned 5,000 into over 100,000 in just over a year. Props to my newest 600,000 student, $600,000 in profits in just 10 months, Steven Ducks. He shows all of his trades, and there's a lot of them. Sometimes he loses. I also have another 600,000 student, $600,000 in profits, Mark Crook. Amazing guy. I went to his wedding. Beautiful story. So don't just focus on the millions and millions of dollars that you can make. 6-figure students, guess what? You're future millionaires if you keep going on the path that you've been going. But you got to be dedicated. Education, stock market trading, it's not like a 1 or 2 year plan. This will last your entire life. But the sooner you start getting educated, the sooner you start using the right tools like stocks to trade. Every single day that you don't use this tool, you're just hurting yourself. Imagine the stock market and Wall Street as a battlefield. And if you don't have the proper scanning software, the proper news, guess what? You're on that battlefield with a knife when everybody else has a machine gun. Guess how you're going to do? It doesn't matter if you're the best knife thrower in the world. People with better tools win on the battlefield. So stocks to trade, my team and I have been working on it for 2 years. Use it. We have so many more features, and now Yahoo Finance sucks. So now we have key statistics. You can see all that. We have the high of the day scanner, the low of the day, with searching for float. A lot of low float stocks have been really hot lately. So you have to use these tools. You have to embrace education. You have to make this your best year ever. That's what this video is all about. I don't want you to be unsuccessful. I can't guarantee you success. People are like, oh, Tim, if I sign up to you, can you guarantee me profits? No, because I'm real. I can't guarantee you that you're going to be profitable. I can't guarantee that you're even going to watch my video lessons. Did you know that 80% of my students don't even watch the freaking video lessons? It's very similar to the gyms. I see that 80% of people with a gym membership don't go to the gym. It doesn't matter if you have a membership. What matters is if you actually use the machines at the gym to get in better shape. Same thing with trading. It doesn't matter if you have a membership if you're not watching the video lessons, if you're not utilizing my hard work. And I'm working 16 to 18 hours a day every single day. It doesn't matter where I am. I was in Laos visiting 2 of my schools that I've just built. Frankly, I'm really growing my charity. I'm excited. I'm going to Cambodia in a few weeks to see some of my schools open up there. But even in that time zone, I'm visiting my schools, hanging out with the kids, just being really, frankly, happy in the daytime, and then working in the nighttime, trading stocks, still teaching, still doing that. So if you want success, there's no days off, okay? I know that there's people out there where they're like, Tim, you work too hard. If you want success, like true success and lasting success, there are no days off. The world is too competitive. Wall Street is too competitive. You cannot afford to fall behind other people if you want success. Now, some of you, you don't need success. You know, you want like a well-balanced life. You're like, oh, I don't need to work that hard. If you just want to earn a little extra money, that's fine too. But I want more millionaire students. I go to bed thinking about how can I create more millionaire students. I wake up in the morning thinking about how can I create more millionaire students. I'm obsessed. It's not healthy. But at the same time, this is why I have more millionaire students than anybody else. And my upcoming millionaire students, if they keep studying, if they keep trading, you know, Stephen Ducks made 5,000 the other day. Mark Crook made 4,000 and 2,000 the day before. So a few $1,000s per day adds up over time. You know, I've been averaging just like $1,000 or $2,000 in profits lately because I'm multitasking. I'm trying to give commentary. I'm trying to make live video lessons. I'm trying to trade. So it's not easy. But I love it. It doesn't matter if I make a lot of money in the market and none of my students benefit. If I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to be selfish and I'm just going to trade for myself and I'm going to post like one little screenshot. Oh, I got the top tick. Look at how great I am. That doesn't help anybody. My ego is big enough. I don't need that. What I need are more dedicated students, and I want you to see the whole spectrum. This is why I'm approaching this video from so many different angles. Some of you guys say, oh, only do video lessons talking about stocks, don't mention students. Some people say, oh, talk about only students and don't talk about the stocks. I'm going to talk about everything. You got to learn every single angle if you truly want to achieve in this world, again, where 90% plus of traders lose. And too many traders that I know blow up because they're taking too big risks. They're thinking that being aggressive is cool and that cowardly is bad. You need to flip-flop that. Being aggressive is bad. And if you're too scared to trade, if you're only paper trading, guess what? Stocks to Trade now has paper trading. And paper trading, while a lot of traders mock it, say, oh, there's not real money at stake, it's good practice. We all start somewhere. I started with a few $1,000s. Most of my millionaire students started with a few $1,000s. Most of my six-figure students started with a few $1,000s. Okay? So don't feel bad if you're paper trading. Don't feel bad if you start with a small account. You're learning. And education is foremost the priority. So those of you who rip on people who are small with small accounts and trading and they're trying to learn, shame on you. Shame on your negativity. I don't know how to be any more positive because I love teaching, I love charity, I love social media, I love sharing everything. I'm one big fucking positive story because frankly, I'm living the dream and I want more people to do it too. But you need to be dedicated, you need to work hard, you need to fucking listen to me. Too many of you think that you have all these ideas and assumptions. You've only been trading for a year, 2 years, 3 years. There's a lot of newbies who think that they know everything because they've been making money in this bull market. And if this bull market ever turns into a bear market, which it inevitably will at some point in time, guess what? They're going to be woefully unprepared. You need to practice good habits right now. It's not just about making money. If you have a small account, if you make $50, you're encouraged. If you lose $50, you're discouraged. Make or lose $50, it doesn't fucking matter. It won't influence your life at all in the next few years. I'm not putting down $50. I'm not saying that money doesn't mean anything, but you need to have the right perspective. When you have a small account, you should be focused on learning the patterns and practicing what you're best at, learning what you're best at. We all have different personalities. Some of you guys like to go long for a day. Some of you guys like to go short for a month. There's no one right way. And I apologize in the early days of my teaching that I said, you have to do it this way. I was a little narrow-minded. It happens, you know? I hated the PDT rule when I first started teaching. Now I'm very thankful for it because I see so many newbies who are over trading. Your number one problem is you're like, I see a play here, I see a play here. And you're taking these shitty plays and you're wondering why you have random results. Trade less, quality over quantity. Mark Crook, my $600,000 plus profit student, 80% of his profits come from 6% of his trades. Think about that for a second. If you learn what the best setups are, you don't have to trade that much. You don't have to worry about the PDT rule. And if you are worried about it, guess what? Hold a stock fucking overnight. You can hold a fucking stock overnight every single night, and it does not count against the PDT rule. Just be sure to choose the right ones, because if you hold the stock overnight, there are some added risks. So understand there's risk reward on every trade. What you might think is a bad trade for somebody else with a different perspective and different personality than you, that might work for them. So be more open to other people's ideas. Don't be so negative. I really hate negativity, you know? Don't bring any negativity around me. I'm working too hard teaching and giving back. I don't know if you realize this, but I'm actually on the verge of announcing a 7-figure donation for my charity, my first 7-figure donation ever. I've donated 5 figures before, I've donated 6 figures before, but this is gonna be my first 7-figure donation, and I'm gonna talk about it. Why? Am I a dick? Do I just want attention? No, because every time I talk about my charity, guess what? I have a lot of social media followers. They help give exposure to the charity. Other social media followers donate to these charities. I love it. The charities love it. But some narrow-minded people try to look at my charity and my social media followers' charity as something negative. Shame on you. There is nothing negative whatsoever about charity. And guess what? I've been taking pictures with big checks since 2002. Long before social media was hot, long before I taught anybody, because guess what? It's fucking fun to hold up a big check knowing that your money is going to benefit the less fortunate. And that wasn't about social media. That's just how I like to celebrate. Everybody celebrates in different ways. Tim Grittani, when he passed $1 million, guess what he did? He went out for pizza with his fiance, now his wife. When I made my first $100,000 as a college freshman, I took my whole dorm out to dinner. What are you gonna do to celebrate when you pass $100,000 in profits or $1 million in profits? Think about that. Milestones are good, celebrations are good, but don't you dare judge anybody else's celebration. We are all different, and I'm very grateful that I am in contact with probably more traders and more investors than anybody else in the entire world. As I've been filming this video, I've gotten roughly 100, maybe 150 people tweeting at me and sending me messages on Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook. I love it. I'm trying to respond to everybody. I'm sorry if I'm a little behind, but frankly, I'm a little overwhelmed. We've actually hired some people to help me organize. I give priority to my challenge students. That's why my challenge creates more millionaires, because they have direct access to me, as opposed to other people where, guess what? It takes a little time. You're in the back of the line. Don't hate on my challenge. Don't say, oh, this is unfair. Welcome to the real world. When you teach something real, like I do, you're in demand. When you're in an industry full of scam artists who don't show all their trades, who have 0 millionaire students, who don't want to show anything about their lives, guess what? People are going to turn to the real guy. And I'm grateful for every single one of you. I'm grateful for this entire journey. Ever since I was a little kid in Orange, Connecticut, growing up with just a few $1,000s to my name. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, okay? I wasn't making all my money during the bubble. I've made money pretty consistently every single year for nearly 2 decades. Some years have been better than others. Some years I trade with a small account. Other years I go bigger. I try different stuff. That is the definition of a trader. You try and you adapt. You test, 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 and you refine, 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 and you optimize in the pursuit of success, in the pursuit of profits. And that's no different for me as it is for you. You have to think of yourself as a scientist. You have to think of yourself as, what can I do today to get closer to learning the actual formula of what's going to work best for you, based on your personality, based on your time, based on your schedule, because we're all different. We all live in different time zones. All you need is the internet or a laptop or a multi-screen monitor or a smartphone. It doesn't matter what you trade your stocks on. It doesn't matter what broker. I personally like Interactive Brokers and E-Trade, but you can use any broker you want. Although I would not use these sketchy offshore brokers, and I would not use Robinhood because you have big time risks that I've talked about in several blog posts. So be very careful. It doesn't matter how good you get at trading or investing. If you're in the wrong broker and you're not insured and that broker goes down for whatever reason, if they're offshore, they're not insured. If they're, basically sketchy, which a lot of these brokers and prop firms and hedge funds are, you're not covered. So you could be the best trader in the world, but if your broker has something bad going on, you lose your money and you don't get it back. So I want you to be safe. I'm a safety first kind of guy. I know I trade penny stocks. I know I short sell. I know I day trade. I know I'm the wolf of Wall Street. I'm the devil. But in reality, I'm trying to teach you safety. When we trade these crazy stocks, there's enough volatility to profit, even if you trade so safely, like a castrated choir boy, like I teach. You do not need to use leverage. You should never go all in. Start small, aim small, be a sniper. Learn what works. If you miss a trade, don't get angry at yourself. Don't say, oh, I just missed that trade, and you start putting yourself down. Say, okay, I missed this trade for whatever reason. At least I might have been on the right track, or at least I witnessed it. I'll learn for the next one. The beautiful thing about the stock market, and especially penny stocks, is that these small companies will always be around. And they'll always hype themselves up and pump themselves up with misleading news, and the management will be full of shit, and there'll be inefficiencies that you can take advantage of, because frankly, less than 1% of traders are probably going to watch this video. Less than 1% of traders are going to know what's going on. Most people get these tips from a friend or in an email, and they think that they're investing in the next Microsoft, and they go down with the ship. No matter how high the stock goes, they don't sell and it comes down, and then they blame penny stocks and they hate penny stocks when they should hate themselves. They should hate their ignorance and their lack of education, their lack of preparation. Don't make that mistake. I get too many emails and messages from people who say, oh, Tim, I saw your blog post warning me of that pump and dump, but I only found that blog post after the pump and dump crashed. I wish I had found you earlier. Please send this video to other people. Please share this video on social media. Help me get my message out there. I need your help because I'm just trying to save people. I'm trying to warn people. And again, I'm not some savior. I'm not perfect. I'm not always going to make the best trade, but understand what my priority is. A lot of people say, Tim, you should only trade. You shouldn't be a teacher. You don't make money from trading. You only make money from teaching. I make money from trading and I make money from teaching. I multitask, motherfucker. That's what I do. I'm good at it. And because you know that a lot of my business is teaching, guess where my priorities are? You. It does me no good to make money on a stock and all my subscribers lose money and get pissed that I'm making money and they're losing money. This is why I have the biggest newsletter and the biggest chat room, because my priority is you. This is why I love trading with a small account most of the time. Small accounts, now you can see how I trade and how I grow it. Last year, I grew a $12,000 account to over $100,000. Already in the first few days of January, my $5,000 E-Trade account is now $6,000. $1,000 in a week? Well, that's nothing huge on Wall Street, but a lot of you guys with $5,000 accounts would love to make $1,000 in a week or a month or even in a year. We're totally above normal Wall Street standards here. They're trying to make 10, 15% max per year on their money. If you have an account of 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, and you make 20%, what are you making, 1,000 or 2,000 for the year? That's what most people think. Invest in good, solid companies like Berkshire fucking Hathaway. You might get rich by the time you're Warren Buffett's age. You might be able to buy a shiny new hip. Fuck that. I know that my strategy is weird and that I swear and I turn some people off. If I turn you off, if you're annoyed with how I talk or my typos or my lack of professionalism, get the fuck out of here. The beautiful thing about being real and fully transparent is that I don't need you. You need me. And I'm not trying to sound cocky. I'm just trying to keep things in perspective for you. I'm not in need of more students. I want quality over quantity. I'm already overwhelmed. So if you have any doubts about me or what I say, just leave. I won't be offended. You're doing me a favor because you're weeding yourself out. And that's what I try to do every single day. I try to find dedicated students, but I also try to weed out non-dedicated students. Outsiders are not my concern. All I care about is creating more millionaire students. That's why I'm making videos like this, talking about every single thing on my mind so that you understand it. And I'm glad that I put this all on video. This is totally unscripted. I'm just trying to think about all the most useful information so that you understand why I teach, who I teach, what I teach, and why it's useful. The negativity towards education needs to stop. Whether I make DVDs or video lessons or blog posts, I'm trying to share with you my hard fought, hard learn the hard way lessons. I never had a mentor. Do you know how many stupid mistakes I've made over the years? Do you know how many fucking boneheaded mistakes, how many boneheaded losses I've had that were totally unnecessary if I had a mentor, if I had somebody guiding me? That's what I wake up to every single day, trying to prevent you from making those same mistakes, trying to get you on the right path. So trust me a little bit. Give me a little bit of your trust. And by the way, my best-selling DVD, my How to Make Millions DVD, is all for charity. That took nearly a year of my time to work on. I don't make a dime from it because I wanted to grow my charity and I wanted to teach you guys, some of you who think that you shouldn't learn because it's my job to make money. I'm not a communist. I do make money teaching. I'm a capitalist, but I'm also a responsible capitalist. And I'm very proud that my best-selling DVD all goes to charity. I'm very proud that I have over 700 free videos on YouTube. I'm very proud that we have a free penny stock guide on timothysykes.com that you can read. You should be using this free stuff. You should be studying and never, ever doubt my commitment to teaching and giving back and paying it forward. Because I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I don't care if you're in America or Europe or Asia. I have students in over 80 countries. If you're under 18 years old, I'm sorry, I don't make the laws, but you need parental permission. That doesn't mean you can't start studying right now. Go watch the 700 videos on YouTube. I'm basically a glorified history teacher. Some people say, Tim, why do you have so many DVDs and video lessons? Can't you simplify this? Because I'm teaching you the past. I'm teaching you how to adapt and learn from past spikes, past good plays, past bad plays, past mistakes, past successes. I share all my biggest losses, all my biggest gains, so that you can learn from the past to be better prepared for the future. This is very simple, but you have to understand what I'm trying to do here. You have to study the past. If you don't study the past, you will be less prepared for the future. I see some people saying, oh, I've never seen a supernova like this. I mean, I've cataloged hundreds of them in the DVDs that you mock. Perhaps you should be studying history. And while no two stocks are ever completely the same, at least you can be better prepared by learning and seeing similar results in the past. And sometimes, guess what? You do have the same kind of stock. You do have the exact same kind of run-up. Lately, dip buys have been working tremendously for me. I've done several videos where the patterns are the exact same. When I was short selling pump and dumps on the first red day, I have hundreds of examples of the exact same pattern. I told people, I was like, I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. Why does nobody else see this? I've cataloged it all. The ups and the downs, year in, year out, for nearly 2 decades. And I'm going to keep teaching. Many of you guys don't realize this, but it takes a while for you to learn the lessons, to experience the supernovas, to witness the plays, to getting to a point where you can feel prepared and comfortable trading these plays, and then eventually learning the angle that works best for you and your personality so you can profit from these plays. Not every time, because nobody wins 100% or even 95 or 90%. My top students and I only win 60, 65, 70% of the time, max. And it's okay to take a loss as long as you cut losses quickly. Don't double up, don't triple up, don't let your ego get involved. Just take the small loss and don't let it turn into a big potential disaster, as I see too many people do. No matter how sure you are about any one stock, you're one play away from bankruptcy. if you bet too big, if you bet it all, if you use leverage, if you get too cocky. The market will humble you. So you can either learn from me or you can learn from the market. But if you learn from the market, trust me, it won't be as pleasant. You won't necessarily even know the lesson, and you might lose 50 or 100% of your money. I have some people who say, Tim, I'm just gonna learn on my own. I appreciate what you're doing, but it's not for me. And then they come back and they email me 6 months, 9 months, 12 months later, and they say, you were right. I lost 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 on my own. Even if you get all my DVDs, all my webinars, you learn in person with me, because I teach in person too, you cannot spend more than a few $1,000s on your education. It is the best value in the entire world. Look at colleges that cost $40,000, $50,000 per year. 4 years. Don't even get me started if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer and you need advanced degrees and you go 6 figures into student debt. Even if you claim bankruptcy, you still have to pay those student debts. It's insane what is wrong with the educational world. But I'm not even going to get into that. All I'm going to do is focus on what I teach. And you've already heard a few of my most important lessons and my rules, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. I could go all night here, but I got to go eat dinner. And you're probably getting bored. But I want to share with you my perspective and my experience with you. Because until the day that we're like the Matrix and I can just stick a freaking thing in my head and then stick it in your head and then you have all the knowledge, this is the best way that I can transfer knowledge to you. My live webinars every single week with my challenge students, some of which are Q&A, some of which are live trading. Tim Grittani, my second millionaire student, Mark Crook, my upcoming millionaire student, and Michael Good, my first millionaire student, also give live webinars. So you're not just learning from me, you're learning from them too. Nobody else has several of the most successful students teaching in live webinars every single week. My challenge has created more millionaires and will continue to create more millionaires because we want it the most, because we are the realest, and because I'm motherfucking crazy. Shalom.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.